Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to today's webinar. I'm just going to wait a few seconds to see if everybody can hear me and the audio is clear. At the moment, they're currently busy with construction outside. So yeah, bear with me if it gets a little bit heavy and in regards to noise. Okay, if you can, just reply something in the chat that I can see if you can hear me or not. I just would like to make sure that everybody can hear the audio quite fine. All right, cool. Okay, let's start then the webinar. All right, so hi everybody, my name is Francois Meyer and welcome to this week's webinar. This webinar will be focused on how to create and join a dormer for your roof. We will focus on best practice methods as well as all the commands needed to make this design fast, efficient, and easy to do. But first, who is Baker Baines? Well, Baker Baines is the largest, fastest growing design technology partner in South Africa. We're specialized in architecture, engineering, construction, process plant and power, manufacturing, CFD, and simulation. At Baker Baines, we believe in designing a better world, in delivering a better project or product, and in technology adoption to produce results. All right, so what is on today's agenda? Well, today we will learn how to configure the Revit environment so that we can effectively and efficiently create the main roof structure, after which we will then create the dormer and then join these two structures and finish and clean it up so that it looks good. Okay, and I'm getting some people saying that the quality is not so great, and I'm sorry about that. Sometimes our internet can get a little bit laggy. Do you guys think that you might be able to understand as we go through? Okay, what I will do is I will just talk quite slow and hopefully everybody would be able to understand what I'm saying. All right, thank you for that question. Okay, basically, we will learn how to turn this into this. So let's get started. Okay, so I created this house a while ago, and this is a perfect structure that I think would be able to show exactly what we were trying to do. You can see that these walls at the moment is at different heights as the ones inside, as the internal walls, and that's okay because I just want to show a little bit of other tools that we would use to join the walls and roof together, and it will work regardless of the heights of the walls. Okay, so let's start first. Before we start placing the roof, I would like to show you something more in the elevation side, and we have to define the levels first. Okay, for that, I'm going to go in one of my elevations. I think the south elevation will do fine. Okay, at the moment, currently, you can see that I've added some levels here, the foundation, ground floor, level 1, and the one that I will be focusing on is the roof bottom. Now, this is exactly where I want to start draw my roof footprint. And I just want to show you that this is probably important where as a reference line to use when you start doing a roof. So with that now said, you can also see that I have added a rooftop, but since the rooftop level is unknown, we will change this afterwards when we're done designing or creating the roof. Okay, so we know now exactly what level, or you know exactly what level to go to. So I'll just go there now in the floor plan, roof bottom. Okay, so this is the floor plan from above, and we can see now exactly the walls, the external walls, and also the internal walls inside. Now, I will start drawing out the footprint of the roof by using what we find in the architectural tab in the build panel under roof, the roof by footprint command. As I click on it, I can save the project. I know that can get a little bit annoying, but it's best practice to always save it when Revit asks you to save it. And it will intelligently know where you were last at, and it will start creating the command or doing the command immediately. All right, so we can now see that we are in the modify create roof print ribbon, and we will now, I will use specifically the pick walls command to go further. Okay, I'm also going to give it a 500 millimeter overhang, and for now I'm not going to define the slopes. I will do that afterwards. So I'll start off here, creating it here and here and here. And at the moment I can see that it's not nicely closed up here, but that's fine. We're going to just use a trim and extend command to finish that up. Okay, with that said and done, I'm going to make this a specific type of roof. I'm going to make it a gable roof with only 2 sloping sides, and the other sides I will leave unsloped. So for that, I'm just going to click and hold Control and click on the other line so that I have both selected. And I can click on here to define the slope and making it sloped. From here, I can also then change the slope of the roof, and maybe I think I'll make it about 35 degrees. Click Apply. All right. So now we have our roof footprint, and we can click on Finish Edit Mode. And for now, I'm not going to attach it because I would like to show you what happens when I do this in the 3D view. I'm going to click on No for that. Okay, so let's go on the 3D view to see how it looks like. All right. So at the moment, we can see that we have our roof, and we want to attach these walls to inside the roof. Okay, so the easiest way to do that is actually just by holding your Control button and clicking on all these walls that you want to attach to. And in your ribbon, you will see that there is an attach top base command, which we can then use. Click and then click on the roof itself. And Revit will automatically join this roof for you so that it looks nice and tidy. All right, so that's the main roof structure done. Now I'm going to focus on the dormer side, which is over here. You can see some of this storefront glasses kind of sticking out over here. Okay, so let's do that again. For that, I'm going to go back into the roof bottom floor plan. And at the moment, I can't see exactly what's going on here, so I'm just going to hide this roof so that I would be able to see these walls a bit more clearly. So for that, I'm just going to temporarily hide it, and by doing that, I'll just click here on the sunglasses and click on Hide Element. Okay. Now, to create the dormer, I'll go back into the roof, create roof by footprint, and I will use the Pick Walls command again. Again, adding a 500 millimeters overhang. I click over here, here, and over here. And I don't necessarily need an overhang over here, so I will just use the point line command and close up this part like so. Okay. Now the last thing what I want to do is I'm going to press escape a few times, and I'm just going to select these parts, these two, because I want to add slopes or define the slopes with these lines. I'm going to click on Define Slopes. Add it, make it about 35 degrees as well. Click Apply. And now I'm going to use the tick mark. And again, I'm not going to highlight or attach it now. I would like to do it in 3D as well to just show you guys what happens. And all right, second part is done. We have now our dormer, and we just need to make it nice and tidy. Okay, so before I attach any of these walls, I'm going to clean up this roof. And by cleaning, I mean I'm going to cut out this part, or first I'm going to join this roof, and then I'm going to cut out this piece out of the main roof. Okay, and there's a very easy way to doing that. All that you have to do is you go into the Modified tab over here, and this ribbon will pop up, and there is a command under the Geometry panel called Join and Unjoin Roof. And basically, when you're clicking on that command, all that you have to do is click on the roof, and that's basically clicking on this side. I can't see it at the moment, so I'm going to go into wireframe so that I'll be able to see it more nicely. I'm going to click on that side. All right, I can clicking, and I'm going to click on the roof that I want to join it to. And once I've done that, you can see that Revit automatically cuts the roof in the perfect shape so that it's now joined. Okay, so I'm just going to go outside of the wireframe so that we can see how that looks like. Okay, we're getting there. Now, one of the last things we need to do is now cut out this dormer shape out of the existing roof. But before I continue, I would just like to know from you guys, is there any questions so far that you would like me to go through? Give about 30 seconds. All right, I assume that you guys know what I'm doing. That's good then. Okay, so next step, cutting out this shape out of the main roof. In order for us to do that, we'll go back into the architectural tab. And then all the way in the opening panel, you'll see that there is a command called dormer. And this is the command we will use to cut out this piece. So I'm going to click on that. And I will now click on the roof first. Basically, whenever you're in doubt about a command, just read the instructions over here. This area over here serves kind of like the command line in AutoCAD, and it will always gives you the instructions on what Revit wants you to do next in whatever command you're using. So it says to me that I should select the roof that I want to basically cut out the dormer shape out of, which is basically this main roof structure. Okay. Now, the second part of it, when I selected this roof, is I should now select the roof that I want to use as the shape. And this will be basically our dormer part here. And you can see Revit already automatically does the rest for us. It already cuts out or places the lines necessary or the shape. And to accept our command, I'm just going to click on this tick mark over here. And there you go. Our roof has now been cut out. And this dormer is looking good. The last thing I need to do is just attach this walls to the roof. So I'll just click on it and attach it to top of this to attach it. And at the moment it's saying that the highlight walls overlap, but let's see. I believe it's because of the storefront that's giving me that error. But still everything kind of looks good. Okay, so there we go. We have a nice dormer shaped roof and everything looks nice. You can now continue and finishing up your roof by basically adding maybe some fascia boards. And another thing with fascia boards, it's always good practice to just continue adding the fascia boards in one go. Because if you don't, and you do it in separate commands, it's not going to join so nicely, as you can see over here. So in one nice swoop, we're going to just add the fascia boards. And that looks decent, I would say. Everything looks good and well. And that's how simple and easy it is to create a dormer inside of your roof. Now you can use this multiple ways. You can also add additional dormers if you'd like to. You can connect multiple roofs to one another. And all that you need to know and remember is when you use the roof dormer or want to create a roof dormer, the two commands to do that is and your modify ribbon by using the join and unjoin roof command that you'll find over here. And then when you want to cut the opening of the dormer, you find it in the architectural tab under the opening under dormer right over here. Okay, that seems pretty well and done. Everything looks nice and tidy. And you can now send it to rendering and make the woo the client however you'd like to. Any questions from you guys so far, what we've done? Okay. Well, that's good news if you guys have this under control. So, what did we learn today? In summary, we learned basically how to configure the environment first. Basically, what I mean by that is we learned that we need to take into account where the level is set of our roof bottom so that we can then from there start drawing our footbed in that specific floor plan that's associated with that level. We then created the main roof structure on that specific floor plan. And we then created the dormer, and we used those two main tools to join these two dormers to these two roof structures together. We then finalized the roof a little bit by adding some fascia boards. And as you can see on the right side, this is how a render will look like of this specific house when everything is done and completed. So thank you so much, guys. I really want to thank you guys for sticking around with me so far. If you want to have any other questions that you want to contact me personally, you can email me at this specific email address. And you can also follow me on my LinkedIn page, which is also given here. Lastly, any more questions before I end this webinar? We will make this webinar available afterwards, and we will also paste it on YouTube. So thank you so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate you sticking. See you then in the next webinar. Bye.